Good morning. We are going on a day out today. I've just got to the lorry hire because I'm taking Harley to Felbridge today, which is a showground that we go to relatively often, and my coach is going to meet me there and we're going to have a lesson in the arena where I'm competing this Sunday. So it's unaffiliated, and I booked this in sort of quite a while ago now because I wanted to school in the same venue as I'm competing at and also practice driving him by myself because that's something that I've started doing. But it's actually come at a really good time because I actually got invited in someone's lorry to go and do our first ever affiliated competition on Saturday, which we did. But and there was so much to be proud of in that. Maybe I'll insert some of the videos that I did there so I can give you a sense of like what that day was like, because I didn't vlog it. I just thought it might be too much for me. But let me show you that and then we'll come back to this. We had a bit of a mixed bag. So positives. He was so good in the warm-up, and there were like 6 horses in there cantering, no like shyness, none of that. He was really good. And then he was just a bit spooky just before I started my test, and they sort of gave me as long as they could. There was like a banner and a horse and a trough in a field, and I got him back for the test and I was like, we were doing really well. And then the final movement, they told me I was getting 7.5s. And then the final movement, I had to go right next to where the trough and the banner and the horse were. And he was like, absolutely not. And I literally could not get him there. I tried for about 30 seconds. And in the end, I had to kind of skip the movement. It was a walk between H and E and then a half circle to X and then to the X and G. So I just went round and did my halt and salute. And I could see the judges' faces. They were like, that was really well written. So we just sort of lost the plot, really. But they were so nice, and they let us actually go in and do like an arena hire in the arena next door. They had a withdrawal in the next class. So we went back in there. And I could tell he was a bit like, ooh, but went in there, did lots of trot, and then we did some like stretchy trot, and it was perfect. That was exactly the way to end it. So, I mean, you got to start somewhere. I'm disappointed, but I also don't feel like I could have done anything different on the day. It was all just preparation. I guess I need to take him to more arenas, but on the whole, he travelled well, he warmed up beautifully, he was beautiful after, so there's a lot to like. I think I'm just going to be disappointed with my actual score. Right, I've got my test. We came 4th. There were 4 in the class. We got 53.9%, but the comments are really lovely. They said, such a shame tension took over. He clearly has ability, and I'm sure once more relaxed will show off his true potential, and marks easily higher, well managed. And I actually got a 7 for my position, and they put well done next to it. So I think they appreciated the situation, and we've got to start somewhere. So me and my friend were just exchanging videos, and she actually didn't film my test. She accidentally pressed record immediately after, so I have 8 minutes of pocket footage. Not the worst thing in the world. Don't know that I need to watch that test back, but you know, the only way is up. Next time I come, I'm going to be so smug if we get anything above 60. But yeah, today is going to be really helpful, I hope, for just seeing him in a new environment, maybe tapping into some of that sort of spookiness maybe. I don't know if it's maybe the grass that's making him feel that way, or he's in his 6-year-old year, who knows, but I'm hoping my coach can help me figure some of that out. Get to the yard. We have got, it's 8 o'clock, so I'm going to leave around 9 to give me plenty of time to get there and get tacked up. So Harley will have just come in from the field, so I'll go and give him a groom, get the lorry packed, and then get going. Good morning. I've got my Pivo to film what I can. I don't think I've got any battery. I did not charge it up before today, so I may not be able to film my riding, but my coach might film some. But I'll bring you along anyway and we'll film what we can. Up the water, it's quite warm today. I think it's like 19 degrees already, and it's only 20 past 8, so our lesson's at 10, so hopefully it won't be too hot. But yeah, taking lots of water today. We won't push too hard. It's just getting him out and about. Like, that's really what we're doing, is the experience. And for me, the experience of driving him, loading him up, getting everything in there. And the more that I do it, the less nervous I get. So I've been really proud of myself, actually. Even on the weekend, I didn't feel really nervous, and there was a time when even doing competitions at the home yard I felt really nervous, so I'm really proud of that. And proud of him, like just coping with these new environments. Terrible angle, but just doing my final checks. Girth, saddle, stirrup. I once went to a pony club rally with no stirrups. Thankfully it was at a yard and I borrowed some, but it's haunted me ever since. Bridle.
Next up, martingale. Harley fits, sweat scraper, cloth, water, dry spray, hoof pick, sun cream, treats, bracelets, vet box, boots, hat, gloves, music tires, body protector.
Nomna. I think we're all set. Should probably load up actually. What time is it? 5 to 9, perfect. Good boy. All ready to go? All the windows open. Good boy. Bit of apple in here. Here you go. Good boy. You're a good boy. Right. Let's get going. I see you there. Good boy. Do you want some water before we get going? Some water. No? You're okay? What have I done here? What have I done? There we go. Oh, sorry, boy. I didn't bring a brush. That was silly, wasn't it? I didn't bring a brush. Try that back. I think we can. Oh dear. If I can get something. Absolutely leave it here. Don't have to deal with that. Yep. There you go. That's a good boy. Oh, it's cooled down a bit now. Good boy. He is such a legend. There is literally nobody here. My coach hasn't arrived yet. And he's just like, yeah, this is completely fine. I'm normal. I'm so proud. So proud. So I don't have loads of footage from this ride, but what I do have is a few clips that my coach actually captured. So this was actually the second part of our ride. We started in a different arena, the one that I will actually be in for my test. And I talked her through what happened on the weekend, and he was a little bit spooky, but nothing terrible. We had a lovely walk, trot, canter in there. It was really, really good, and my coach and I discussed a lot of things. And actually what we found is that when we moved into this arena, there was a lot going on. There were some people putting up fencing, there was a horse cantering around a field, there was a tractor in the arena next door putting jumps up, and we actually got a bit more of that spooky behaviour, which is where Harley has been a little bit spooky, but then the spook turns into, you know, kind of bouncing and rearing and things. And that happens sometimes when they reach a 6-year-old year, you know, they start testing boundaries, and it's up to me as his rider to support him and say, these are the rules and this is what I expect you to do and this is where I need you to be. So I am going to show you that slightly more difficult moment, and of course it's not pretty, and what I will say is that I'm working through this as a rider with my young horse, and I have a coach and I'm sharing it so that we can all learn together, but I'm not necessarily asking for advice, and I think it's an important boundary for me to have. Lots of boundary chat today. It's an important boundary for me to have. Of course, people are going to judge you on the internet anyway, but I want you to know that that's not what I'm looking for, but I hope that you find it a kind of useful learning experience. So I'll let you watch some of the clips from the lesson, and then at some point we'll get into the moment where he has his little spooky bit. So let's go.
Good, so maybe we could start to do just a little bit of leg yielding on the long side from the inside track out. You haven't got to give him loads to do, but really just an opportunity for you to start trying to move him off your inside aids just a bit more. Good. And stay in that leg yield setup as though the boards weren't there, you could keep going. That's it, keep going. Think leg yield position all the way. And again, inside track out. So the spooking shows up a bit more on this rein because this is his weaker rein, so that's not, yeah, so that's not unusual. Good, well done. So, and always trying to get him a little bit softer down the left rein, tiny bit, but you still need to hold him because you can't trust him at the minute. Good. Leg yield away. Good. That feeling that you could keep going if the boards weren't there. You've got leg yield position. Well done. Good. So, okay, there's a bit of resistance as you go past that spooky marker. And again there. Good. Leg yield position. Well done. He's trying it on a little bit, I think, to see. He's trying to see how much he can kind of push the boundaries. You know, he is a bit spooky, but also he's finding things to look at a bit. Good. Be ready. Keep your left arm. That's it. Well done. Good. Well ridden. Good. 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 Keep going. Good. Little tap tap with the stick down the shoulder again. Good. You're doing good. Great job. Good. Ride a circle around me just so we can get some inside bend. Good. Now give him a little scratch with one of your fingers if you can. Tell him he's a good boy. Good. I kept recording. You don't have to use it for anything, but it's quite useful for you to see. Good. I was about to stop recording, but that was good timing. Thanks for that, Harley. Good. Well done. Perfect. So that was really needed. And actually, because you have a really good outline, if he comes up a tiny bit just to look at something, he's still within a frame. He's not getting out with his nose in front of you because you've got plenty of outline, so you've got a bit of wiggle room. Good. Whereas before, he was always sort of on the brink of just coming above the bit. Good, and you always checking in that he's allowed you into the inside of his body, that you've got the feeling of leg yield out position. It's really nice. He looks so nice.
So yeah, a bit of a vulnerable share there, but I think we've built a community here where I can share those things and you know them for what they are. It took quite a lot. I had to dig quite deep in the beginning there because he had a big old spook in the car park and did a couple of little rears, and I really, you know, had to dig deep to push him on and be quite kind of active without coming at it with emotion. And I think you heard me there say not good behaviour or something, and that was me really trying to, you know, be like, this is not acceptable. I think I did a little growl. But what I really love about my coach is that correction never ever comes with her from an emotional place. She's very much like, this is just the boundary, this is the rule, this is where I need the horse to be. And that's it. There's no emotion. It doesn't come from anger or upset. And that's something I'm really, really trying to take on from her. But I was quite proud of my mental state today, being able to, you know, be strong and sit up tall and breathe. And yeah, I think we're definitely getting there with him. I think it was bound to happen. He's had a really lovely 5-year-old year where he's been so well behaved. So he's getting big and strong now. And I think it's inevitable that he's starting to ask where the boundaries are. And perhaps I've been a little bit too lax in letting those go. But I'm glad we've been able to show you a few of these clips. So we did a little bit longer, just practicing those leg yields, and that changes the rein, making everything really balanced and quiet. And then before we knew it, it was all over. That was really good. I'm really happy that happened while Hannah was there, so we could work through it. That was good. It's hot now, so I'm gonna try and get us home quickly. Just got back, and because it is hot today, I'm gonna get Harley straight out. I'm actually gonna hose him off again, because he does get a bit warm when he's traveling. So I'll just do that, sort him out, and then get everything up the back. All done. Into the nice cool barn. Oop. You're a good boy. Here we go. So nice for them in this barn. It's so cool. Good boy. You cool down. Good boy. You get that fly. Good boy. He's happy. I've got not a huge amount of time to unload, go and fill the lorry up with petrol, diesel, whatever, and then get it back before 1 p.m. Everything's away except for just got to put this hay net back, which I definitely can't do one-handed. It's basically exactly the wrong angle, but hashtag real life. We've got to put this hay net back, and then clean the lorry, send it back. Right, lorry's done. I'm just about to go in it. Harley's done. Sun cream and fly sprayer out for him for later. This feels like a good place to end the vlog. Yeah, I'm really glad Hannah came along. I'm really glad she got to see that moment that was similar to what I had on the weekend, and we know sort of what to do next time. These young horses are always changing, what they need is always changing. So that was really good, and I felt really confident. I'm really glad I drove the lorry and took him there myself. It's all starting to feel a bit like clockwork now, which is really nice. So yeah, I'll try and give you a vlog a bit more frequently. Maybe I'll do a sit down vlog about going affiliated and the experience of that. But thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.